Hello. I want to start off by saying thanks to SP Dan at the Float Tube Fishing Forum for posting pictures of his rod holder. This is pretty much a straight copy of his design. It's all made from 1.5" ABS pipe that you can find at any home improvement store. The ABS is a little lighter and cheaper than PVC. Okay, so let's go through the shopping list. The first thing is that I recommend you go ahead and buy a 10-foot section of the 1.5" ABS pipe. It's way more than you'll need, but it'll give you plenty of raw material to work with. You can take care of mistakes or any changes that you want to make later on. The length of this backward facing pipe is based on the length of the rod that it'll be holding. So measure your rod and cut what you need. I cut these two uprights and the back net holder at 8 inches each. Obviously this is something you'll need to adjust to make sure that it fits where the rod holder sits on your particular tube. The length of this first section down here is determined by the amount of clearance you need to match your rod and reel combination. You measure how much the reel sticks out from your rod, and then you add 1 inch or so for clearance. That distance equals the length of that piece of pipe. The forward section here is 3 inches. I just pretty much arbitrarily picked that length because I wanted the tool holder to be well away from the rod holder, but not too far forward that it was hard to reach. There's a little 1.5 inch section of pipe here to make the connection between the Y and the T. This little rod holder extension is 3.5 inches. Moving on to the fittings, there's one 90-degree elbow, one T, there are two 45-degree Ys, and there's one 45-degree elbow. The last fitting here is a 20-degree street elbow. The reason for this fitting is to lower the angle of the rod holder to put the rod in a better position. The street elbow means that it's female on one side and male on the other, which makes the transition to the rod holder very clean. This connection here is not glued. This allows me to spin the rod holder around and point it in whatever direction works for me at the time. The metal parts are 2 carabiners, 4 1/4" eye bolts, and you'll need a total of 8 nuts. Don't forget to install the eye bolts and tighten them down before you glue everything together. Now let's look at how the bottom side of the rod holder is attached. I found a set of bungee cord tie downs that came with plastic hooks that won't rust, and it also had a system for attaching the hooks to the bungees that allowed me to cut them down to the size I need. I just cut to the length I wanted, doubled the bungee cord back on itself, and tied it off with a couple of zip ties. Be sure to make the bungees just snug. You don't want to put undue pressure on the D-ring. For the actual use, I turned the hook around so it points away from the bottom of the boat. I just had it like this so you could see how the bungees were attached to the hooks themselves. The last thing to mention is you'll notice there's a piece of parachute cord that I'm using to go around that section of pipe there, and it attaches directly to the D-ring that's on the tube, and what that does is it counteracts the twisting force of the bungees that tend to make the whole thing want to lean away from the tube. So you can tighten it up there and make sure that everything stays pointing straight up. So that's it. I think the basic design is a good one. It's simple and clean and easy for you to modify as you like. If you've been looking for ideas for a rod holder, I hope this helps you out. Happy fishing!